going down to the wire. 4 rounds to go. Over 1,400 points up for grabs. More than 20 drivers still in with a crack at the Shell Series title.
We have had confirmation from race control that Paul Radisich and Junior Johnson are the winners of the Queensland 500.
A wet and wild Queensland 500 blew the championship battle wide open. A tropical downpour, a red flag. Johnson and Radisich declared the winners over England Perkins. Larry perhaps a little bitter with the race winner bogged in the kitty litter.
Could have waited another 4 or 5 seconds for Russell to cross the line.
A tyre punctured by debris.
Look at that tyre destroying itself on Tony Longhurst's car.
And a screen smeared in Texas tea.
Not just a dirty screen, that's oil.
Cost HRT any chance of victory. But the Red Baron's pain was Johnson and Ingles' game, closing the points gap to the reigning champs and turning up the heat. It's crunch time as we welcome V8 Supercar fans to Victoria's Winton Motor Raceway, round 10 of the Shell Championship Series. Live and exclusive to your home of motorsport, Network 10.
Hello, I'm Matthew White. Welcome to round 10 of the Shell Championship Series at Winton Raceway in northeastern Victoria. And after the Queensland 500, we are back to basics. 2 32-lap races today as the series squeezes in another shorter one before we get to the big one, the V8 Supercar 1000 at Bathurst. Now, today is the last chance for these teams to stockpile some points before they get to the mountain. So this is going to be a vital championship round. The series won't be decided here today, but the standings may certainly change. There's 288 points maximum on offer. Let's put that into context for you. Mark Scaife is your championship leader with 2,270 points. He's 104 points clear of his teammate Jason Bright. He's 208 points ahead of Stephen Johnson, who is leading the Ford charge, and 262 points clear of Russell Ingall. They're the only players in the championship picture. Craig Lowndes and Garth Tander rounding out your top 10. Remember, there is 3 more rounds to go, including that maximum points round at Bathurst, so the championship is a long way from being decided. Now, the weather will certainly play a major part in this round. It's a cold part of the world, Winton. It can also be pretty wet and windy. The details for today: 2 races, 32 laps. They'll hit top speeds of around 230 kilometres. They won't use all their gears. It is beautiful countryside, as you can see, but it can also have a nasty side as well. Let's take you back to qualifying when a hailstorm interrupted the session and turned it into Spin City. Craig Lowndes went off. Turn 1 was the major culprit here as we take a look at Rodney Forbes. Cameron McLean also getting into the spinning action, and Mark Scaife as well getting a little bit loose. There's David Bernard also going up. As I mentioned, turn 1 seems to be the major player here. All this happened before we even got to the shootout.
Well, the wild weather and tricky conditions produced a real mixed bag for the top 10, and the top 10 shootout itself was a real thriller. On a drying track and in difficult conditions, they really caught out some of the leading contenders for the Shell Championship Series, including Stephen Johnson, who ran wide exiting turn 4. That really ruined his run. And then Jason Bright, a wild spin coming off on the approach toward turn 7. That ruined his crack at pole position as well. So this is the way the top 10 looks, and there's a few surprises in there. Cameron McLean, the Queenslander, doing a brilliant job in the Paragon Ford. Tony Longhurst up there as well in Rod Nash's car. Garth Tander, a return to form. He's 4th quickest, and surprise, surprise, first pole position in the Shell Championship Series to Russell Ingall. What is it about Winton Raceway? Larry took his first and only Shell Series pole here. Only 1-2 result for the Castrol Holden team in the Shell Series. Now your first pole. What is it about this place?
Oh, I don't know whether it's about the track or the conditions or whatever it is, but it's just nice to get that first one out the way, you know. I mean, 6 years to get a Shell Championship pole. I mean, it's unbelievable, really, isn't it? But look, just very happy. I mean, we used to be our test track here a couple of years back. Mind you, we haven't been here, I think, since '99. But it's always been pretty kind to us. We've had good results here, and fingers crossed that'll carry on.
Tricky conditions today. We've seen it throughout the weekend. This could be a real lottery.
Absolutely. I mean, most of the top runners went out on dries towards the end of the session, and then with the shootout as well, it was still damp. I mean, there was only one car width wide, so you couldn't make any mistakes, and a few did. I mean, if you just went a foot too wide, that was it. It was all over. So you just had to stay on that little trail.
Well, wish you all the best of luck today, Russell. Over to you, Baz.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I'm down here with Cameron McLean. Now, Cameron, you didn't race at Willowbank for one reason or another, but here things are going great.
Things are going great. Like, we were second in the real qualifying and fifth in the shootout this weekend. It was a really good weekend so far, and maybe Willowbank, the stress and frustration has been released here at Winton this weekend.
Yeah, and the great news is you're driving with Dick Johnson Racing again at Bathurst.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Like, last year they treated me great and the cars were great. We led for 12 or 13 laps in the middle of the day. We didn't lead the last one, which is unfortunate, but maybe this year we can pull it off. Who knows? Well,
best of luck to you. Bet you're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be great. Like, as I said, we want to win that race or get in the podium, so thanks, Barry.
Great, thanks a lot. Over to you, Ruster.
Thanks, Baz. Well, at Queensland Raceway, Tony Longhurst scored his best qualifying performance of the year. That was third with the Holden Racing team. He's back with Rod Nash Racing this weekend, and he's given this team its best ever qualifying result. Well done, sixth.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was very happy with third in Queensland, but sixth down here is even better.
Is it a surprise, given, I guess, the lack of development and support this team has had? We know how competitive you are, but you've done really well.
Look, for Rod Nash, the guys, he's got no sponsor. You know, we need a sponsor if there's anyone out there, but he's putting the money in himself, and we've slowly improved the car throughout the year. We're actually only half a second off pole at Oran Park, but we're back in 7th position, so we knew we'd get pretty close, and it's great. Great little team. It's great fun working with them.
Well, you're hooking back up with Thomas Mazera at Bathurst and the Holden Racing team. Best of luck there and have a great weekend.
Thank you very much.
Good on you, Rusty. Thank you. Let's get our bearings now and find out where the Winton Motor Raceway is. We're about 190 kilometres northeast of Melbourne, just around the corner from Benalla. This is Ned Kelly country, folks, and that's good news because it's point and shoot territory, this one. Let's take a look at this track.
Okay, welcome aboard the KMO Racer again for the lap of the Winton circuit in country Victoria. A track here which is very, very slow. We've got a lot of slowish corners here. The fastest speed we do is about 220, 230 k's, and we don't even use 6th gear, 5th gear maximum around here. You can see quite tight, 90-degree corners here. Still a bit of the track is still wet from the rain we've had during practice and qualifying, which made things very interesting. Heading up now through the Sweat, which is the fastest corner on the track, and this claims a lot of victims, I can tell you. Go through it tightens up here. You can see a lot of dirt on the track there from where people have been off from the red flags during qualifying. A little bit hard there on the brakes, missed the corner of it. Now we're in the 2nd gear section, quite complex through here. A lot of left foot braking. I use my left foot to slow the car. Keep my right foot close to the throttle pedal. As you can see, very tight, 180-degree corners, very slow too. Up the gearbox, down the straight here. Now this is the newest part of the circuit. This has only been here 2 or 3 years. We accelerate now onto that, get the traction best as possible. That's what it's all about around here, getting the power down to the ground. Up to 5th gear very briefly, and down the box again. Bit of water still lying around. There's the penny tree there. Slow part onto the main straight. You've got to be very careful. Get the power down, accelerate away. And that's the lap of Winton. Hopefully that's good enough for pole.
Well, it's a grey old day here at Winton, and as we know, anything can and will happen, especially when the V8 Supercars hit the track. Come back and join us after the break for round 10 of the Shell Championship Series on your home of motorsport, Network 10. This is the Shell Championship Series, round 10 of Winton Raceway, and we're getting ready for the first of our 2 races today. A slight break in the weather. Grant Denyer.
This is D-Day for Mark Skaife. He may be our championship leader, but this could be the fatal body blow that HRT doesn't need. The weekend has already started badly. He's qualifying 15th, and that was because of a qualifying strategy stuff-up. Making it worse, Winton is an HRT bogey track. It's their worst circuit. It's the only track that they haven't won on before. Their best performance was a 3rd in 1998. Another bad performance